Thank you, Devin. Have you ever woken up feeling very heavy or groggy even after a good night's sleep? Well, you may have experienced sleep inertia and not even have known it. Here to break this down is Nurse Christina Paris. Thanks for joining me this morning.
Hi, good morning.
Yes, we both woke up. Hopefully we're feeling, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
I am.
And, insomnia and sleep apnea is something that we perhaps have heard of. But sleep inertia is something a little new to me here.
Yeah.
So walk me through it. What is sleep inertia?
It was new to me too. Actually, I had something completely different planned for this week. And woke up on Friday after a really good night's sleep and could not wake up my brain. And I thought, there's got to be something to this. It's happened to me before. It doesn't happen frequent, but it's happened to me before where I'm in a deep sleep and my dog is what woke me up. He was like, get up, I'm hungry, I want to go out, let's go. And so I woke up, kind of stumbled out of bed. I was a little disoriented and I just, no matter the coffee, I couldn't get myself to like wake up. I couldn't stop the
Interesting.
thinking. And so I looked into it and it was sleep inertia. So if you think about inertia, if you, as the, an object in motion stays in motion, or an object in rest stays at rest. So that's kind of the theory behind it. So, and some people say that it's could be a protective measure. For example, if we get up in the night to go to the bathroom, we don't completely wake up. We stay kind of half asleep or half groggy, and that's that inertia, so that we can go back to sleep. And,
I like it. That's a good thought right there.
Otherwise, if we woke up every time and we were like wide awake, it would be horrible. So, so that's the kind of the theory behind it. So it does have sort of a protective thing and reason for it.
No, I like that. So how do we know if this is going to be occurring and what causes this sleep inertia to happen?
So sleep inertia. So we, when we sleep, we have these different REM and non-REM sleep cycles. So when we first start to sleep, we're going to, you're going to feel kind of a little groggy. You'll start to fall asleep. The first stage, you're going to feel a little more relaxed, and that's stage one. Stage two, your body temperature actually starts to drop. Your muscles start to relax a little more, and your breathing rate slows down, and heart rate. And then we get into stage three. Now, this is the deepest sleep, and in stage three of your sleep, your core body temperature drops to its lowest point. The brain produces these delta brain waves, and you've maybe heard about the delta waves that you can purchase on apps. They're these just really deep, like weird sounds. So your body kind of gets into this just in a rhythm, And then there's REM. REM is the final stage of sleep. Each cycle you spend, a little more time in. REM is the one you spend the most time in. It's the longest amount of time that you sleep. But believe it or not, then your body temperature in REM starts to raise, your brain waves start to speed up, your muscles become paralyzed, and that's where you have all your dreams are in the REM. But it's actually that stage three of the non-REM, where you're in the delta waves, where you're in that, deep sleep, that if you're awoken from that is where it takes a little while. And so some of the symptoms you're going to have, of course, are going to be grogginess. You might be dizziness, disorientation, maybe some inattentiveness or poor reactive time, decreased motor skills. You might be off balance, which I was the minute I stood up. It was kind of like, okay, whoa, hold on, let me get going. Difficulty communicating, reasoning, and remembering or learning things. So if this happens to you, and say you're a young kid and you're going to school, might have a difficult time learning. For me, and then you'll have mood swings and irritability. For me, it was just, I tried everything. I had coffee. I was trying to wake up because I have to answer calls. I have to respond to patients. And I was like, okay, wake up, brain. You've got to catch up with me.
That is interesting sort of thing to be woken up from, that sort of point
really
in your
deep.
sleeping.
Right. Right.
Interesting.
Really
So
deep sleep.
are there ways that we can treat this once we realize, we're kind of in the sleep inertia?
So yes, so I of course, went to my learning. I went to Up to Date, and this actually was an article by the Cleveland Clinic that I found. And so the doctor talked about these different things that you can do to try to help wake you up. And so one of them is the RISE method, where this doctor says some of the things is resist the urge to hit snooze. Increase your activity the first hour of the day. So get up and, do some walking, go for a walk. Shower. Sometimes a hot shower can wake you up, get your blood flowing better, improve overall. Or even taking a cold shower too, it can either way. Exposing yourself to sunlight, so making sure that you've got lights on in your house is, especially this time of year when it's really dark. I keep a lot of lights on in my office. Upbeat music, putting on some jazz, or if you're into hip hop or pop or whatever, putting on some upbeat music. Phone a friend, sometimes just talking to people can help too. Adjust your sleep cycle or improve your sleep hygiene, making sure you go to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time, have some kind of a tradition or routine. Drink caffeine strategically. So don't drink caffeine late in the day. I know way back when people used to drink a cup of coffee after dinner. Oh my goodness, I would might get to sleep, but I'm not going to sleep good. I won't get into that deep sleep. Staying hydrated, making a morning routine. And try those light emitting alarms. So my watch, I have one of the iWatches, when it gets close to my alarm time, it shoots up a light. So
interesting. Not
that I see it, it doesn't. I'm one of these people actually who wake before my alarm. Always awake before the alarm, usually because of the dogs. But thankfully, not often waking out of such a thing, deep sleep. Logging off of devices 30 minutes, we've heard that. Don't watch, get on your phone before bedtime.
Right.
Don't watch TV, try books or magazines, things like that. Keeping your room dark and cool. Those blackout curtains can be helpful, although we don't need them this time of year. Avoiding alcohol, and don't eat a big meal before dinner, because sometimes, that settles. You can get acid reflux, which was supposed to be the topic for today. We'll do it next week. But yeah, so that can occur and be very uncomfortable.
Well, thank you for sharing all of this about sleep inertia. It's beneficial to know how we can best sleep and then wake up as well.
Right. At least it's temporary. It's not a long-term thing. So
we'll shake it off.
You can try different things.
Well, thanks so much. I appreciate you coming on this morning, Christina. All right, we'll have more What's Trending after this commercial break.